Very good evening, children. Very good evening. See you after almost a week. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Forgotten? You remember me? Forgotten? Good evening, children. Very good evening. Good evening. Very good evening. Yeah. Yes, very good. So you remember the name also. And do you remember the last thing that we have done in the previous class? And we had a test also. And the test was based on what all I taught you. So anything in the paper which you were not able to understand, you can tell me right now. I know it is difficult for you because it's almost a week, but still if you have something in your mind which was not clear, which was not given correctly in the answer, sometimes it happens, answers may not be correct. If you believe, if you see like that, you can tell me right now. Yes, Anurag, Verma. Yes, very good. And do you remember the last, in the last class, what we have done? In the just one class before, okay? Videos were not, please upload all the videos. Beta, in the first two videos were not done. The first two videos were not recorded. So from the, I think the third video onwards, 1, 2 not recorded, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These videos are uploaded. So I think that 4 videos in zoology are uploaded. And the first one, though, like we did not start the camera. In the second one, we started the camera, but then it was happened something like I asked them and they couldn't able to give me the file. Maybe some problem from my side only. The first option itself says both 1 and 2. About brain, we done in the last class about brain. Is the knee proximal to the ankle? Knee is proximal to the ankle, or ankle is proximal to knee. See, which is nearer to the main body, knee or ankle? Knee. So knee is proximal to ankle. When we say to ankle, that means as compared to ankle. If I say knee is proximal to ankle, I mean knee is more proximal and ankle is more distal. Or in comparison of ankle and knee, knee is more close to the body. This is what that line means. You know how to say that. It is the way we say that. Okay, reference line. Yeah, what is the difference between lateral and distal? Lateral is away from the midline. Lateral is away from the midline. And distal is away from the core, away from the reference point. You understand? Suppose I'm standing right now, so my hand is lying lateral. You understand? My hand is lying lateral. Okay, I'll again tell you this thing. Okay, so this is lateral. See. Juru. Once again, I can take this topic and I tell you. Okay. Dear children, this entire hand is lying by the side of the body. So this is the midline, and so this is lateral, lying lateral, okay? This is lying lateral, and all this is lying lateral, so this is also lateral, this is also lateral. All these points are lying lateral, okay? But if I compare my, this is my wrist, okay? This is my wrist, and this is my elbow. So in terms of elbow and wrist, both are lateral. You understand? Both are lateral, my elbow and wrist. So how to differentiate, how to say like exact position with respect to the others? In this case, we will be using the lateral, we will be using the proximal and distal. Okay, so this is the main body, this is the main body. We can say that. So this is more close, and now we are going away from the main body, right? So we are going distal. As we are going in this direction, we are going distal, and as we are going towards the main body, we are going proximal. And how to write that? We write like this. For example, we will say that the shoulder joint is more proximal to the elbow joint because this is more close to the main body. You understand? You got the point? This is how we will say, because in terms of lateral, all 3 points are lateral, whether the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. But then when we have to compare them, in that case, we will be using the proximal and distal to explain where any part of the body is, okay? So anatomical positions, I believe this point is clear to all of you guys. Okay. Again, the same planes that I think there is no problem in the planes, only people have problem in proximal and distal. So see, we will not use the word lateral when we are referring to the points which are all lateral. So 1, 2, and 3, all 3 points are lateral. So how to differentiate them? So now we will be using proximal and distal, okay? Now the same thing, the sagittal plane and the frontal plane or the coronal plane. Frontal plane is also called the coronal plane. And we have the transverse plane and sagittal plane. The mid-sagittal plane, also called the median plane or the mid-sagittal plane, mid-sagittal also called median plane, okay? So with respect to a cat body, we will be following this one. I hope this is clear to now, everyone. Anterior, posterior, anterior in front of the body, posterior behind the body. The posterior is also the dorsal and anterior is also the ventral. The tummy side, the belly side is the ventral side. The belly side is the ventral side. So in this dog, the belly is this side. So this is the ventral side. As you can see, the ventral side and the dorsal side, the front is anterior and back is posterior, okay? So anterior and ventral become same in case of human being because the human being have become erect. So anterior, which is the front of the body, has also become the ventral because ventral was lying here, but then when the body has become erect, so the anterior and ventral both becomes the same in human being. But this is not the same in case of a quadruped, an animal who walk on 4 limbs. Make sense? Any other problem you can tell me, any other place where you have doubt you can tell me. Okay, this is the first class to me, okay? Right atrium is heart receive blood from. The right atrium receives blood from all the veins, bacha. Right atrium receives blood from all the veins. What is superior and inferior? Very good. Superior is going above, beta, upside, upward. Upward is superior and downward is inferior. Upward is superior and downward is inferior. Beta, sinus venosus. Now, sinus venosus is not present in case of human beings. You simply ask the right atrium receives blood from. Now, in human beings, it receives blood from the veins. We don't have the sinus venosus, but if you ask me, this is a case of a frog, an amphibian. In amphibian, the sinus venosus pours the blood into the right atrium. So different animals, it will become different. Human beings don't have sinus venosus, okay? How will you explain animal kingdom? Now you will explain animal kingdom, triangular shape. आज क्या topic क्या है? Capillaries are thin, but why don't they rupture when blood flows through it, sir? Capillaries are thin because of their very small diameter. Because of their very small diameter, the tension, the pressure which is present in them is very, very low. You understand? You better always remember that because the diameter is very, very small, that tension is also very, very small or very, very low. And because that tension or the pressure is very, very low, and this is a reason why the rupture doesn't take place. Although they are very thin, they have only single cell thick wall. If first week you taught very nice, okay, what are you saying about? What are you saying about? You are saying about. Capillaries are thin. Good evening. Very good evening, children. Very good evening, everyone. So I think most of you right now, you are seeing me for the first time. I do understand because you guys were not there in the first week. The first week was just the preliminary. We were just talking about the general points, the common anatomical terminology that we use. And as I was trying to judge you, I found that you guys were picking up the things quite easily. And well, you were answering very well. And therefore, I also touched the points which I would not have done it in the first year. Okay, but then you understood it very well, and some doubts were there, for example, proximal distal, and I think now they are absolutely clear. Okay, now you, as you are living at home right now, you have the access to Google to you. Okay, so what you can do that in case of any doubt, you can just Google, for example, proximal distal. You can just Google rather than making the answer wrong. It is better to Google. Now, I just want to ask you how many of you scored absolutely 10% marks in zoology in the previous test, okay? So in the previous test, zoology was, I think only one subject was there, that is, I think, zoology. And zoology, there were 50 questions, okay? And you have to do 45 of them. Now, 45 questions means every question carry 4 marks. This comes out to be 180. Out of 180, anyone who scored 180 on 180, please tell me. Out of them who scored full 180 on 180, okay, some got 160, that's good. 3 questions gone, oh, no problems. 176, Samir, very good, Samir. It's a good score. Mahima scored 175. Ali Saif, you scored 170, that's really good. Neeraj, you scored 170, it's really good. Any number more than 165 is correct. Manasa Reddy, 165, very good. Sufia, 175, it's really good. Sulia, 175, Sufia, 175, perfect, perfect, okay. And anyone who scored more than 176, previous question paper in group. Okay, Chinna, previous question paper is, I think, already there. 189, Nanisha, 180 on 180. And that's really good, very, very good. Deva, what are you asking, sir? I am asking Deva, what were your marks in the previous test? Previous test means when we took, now this week you had the you had, like yesterday, you had the botany test. I'm asking before that, when zoology test was there. Okay. 175 Harshavardhan, 175, 167 Muhammad Sami, 167. It's really good. And Hasini Reddy, 164. Well, that's also good. I got 260. You cannot get 260 out of 180 beta. Maximum marks of 180. Okay, 176. Shish Veda, you score 176. That's really good. Okay, Vaishnavi. Okay, beta. Okay, very good. And this is Redmi Power, Redmi 9 Power. I think that's the phone name, 176. 175 Surya, and that's really good. Pranati got 170, 171. Aman Pratap, very good. And will college, when will college start? Okay, you will be given all the authentic information from the right place, because suppose if I give another date, someone else give another date, so we have a place from where the all the information will be disseminated. Punita scored 170 out of 180. That's really commendable of you guys. Realme 7, I think it's a phone name, but anyway, your marks are good. 170, your marks are good. Okay. So after, in case of, will college provide NCRT books? Okay. Now, college does not provide NCRT books. Okay. If you want, we can, suppose if there are many people who want to buy from the market, we can send someone who can get it from the market. Well, that also depends on the situation at that time. Okay, so it's a suggestion to you all. It is better to buy these at least NCRT books you should buy, and then come to the college. Okay, and so you can, they are very easily available books, not a problem Okay, so you can buy them. You can also order them online. And now, today we will talk about some terms. For example, a term called metazoans. Metazoans. Okay. So what are the metazoans? Metazoans are the animals. Animals. Okay. For example, these are the multicellular eukaryotic organisms having holozoic mode of nutrition. Multicellular eukaryotic organisms having holozoic mode of nutrition. All members of Animalia are multicellular heterotrophs. Animalia. Now, why I'm writing Animalia for animals? Actually, Animalia is the Latinized name. Animalia. When Whitaker, R.H. Whitaker has classified all the living organisms, he has classified the organisms into 5 kingdoms. Anyone who know the names of those 5 kingdoms? Whitaker, R.H. Whitaker, he has given 5 kingdom classification. Yes, I do agree. I can accept the answers in short, very, very short abbreviations. I do agree. Yes, kingdom Animalia, Plantae, Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia. Very good. So Animalia, Plantae, then kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista. Very good. And kingdom Fungi. These are the 5 kingdoms of the living organisms. Kingdom Animalia, members of the kingdom Animalia, none of them is unicellular. So unicellular organisms are in Protista, kingdom Protista. See, just a very quick recall of these kingdoms, although you know about them, but a quick recall about these kingdoms. Number 1, the prokaryotic organisms. Of course, they are unicellular. Prokaryotic organisms, they are in kingdom Monera. Who are in Monera? In Monera, we have the bacteria. Bacteria are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes, as you know, the difference between prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. The eukaryotes have got cell-bound organelles, and the prokaryotes do not have any cell-bound organelles inside. Okay, so there are many other differences, but I'm giving you a very one-word answer, one-line answer. So in a very simple way, you can say that eukaryotes and prokaryotes. The prokaryotes do not have any cell-bound compartments within a cell, any cell-bound organelles, and a eukaryotic system has cell-bound organelles. Particularly the nucleus. Okay, karyo means nucleus. Karyo. Pro means before. Pro, before. Karyo, nucleus, and oats. So the one with the nucleus, the one with the early nucleus, prokaryotes, means the ones with early nucleus, and eukaryotes, U means true, EU, true. Okay, and keri means keri. Keri stands for nucleus, and oats means the one with that type of nucleus. Okay, so the prokaryotes are the monerans. Okay, now coming to the eukaryotes. The first eukaryotic organisms are single-celled. They are single-celled. Fine. Then, when the multicellular organisms evolved, multicellular, then the multicellular eukaryotic organisms, but they were saprotrophic. They are heterotrophic, but they are saprotrophic. They come under the fungi. Okay, the multicellular eukaryotic organisms, but they are autotrophic. They comes in the kingdom Plantae, and then coming to the kingdom Animalia are multicellular, and these are the eukaryotic cells. Multicellular means multicellular, many cells. The body is made up of many cells. Multicellular means the body is made up of many cells, and they are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means the nutrition depends on others. Hetero means others. Heterotrophic. So trophic means nourishment. Okay, the nourishment based on others. That means they eat other things. Rather than they make their own food, they eat other things. Heterotrophic. These things are simple, guys, simple, okay? So, kingdom Animalia are the organisms with multiple eukaryotic cells, multicellular eukaryotic organisms. They all are heterotrophic organisms. None of them make their food. Their food depends on others, and they all have holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, so I think all of you know about the holozoic mode of nutrition. What do you mean by holozoic mode of nutrition? I want to again see the TV to look at your answer. Holozoic mode of nutrition. Come on. Holozoic mode of nutrition. Yes, eating by ingesting whole. Very good. No, not ingesting whole. Holo means all, total, complete, mottam. All the steps, okay, including ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion. When all the 5 steps are there in their nutrition, it is called holo, H-O-L-O, holo. Holo means all, total. Holo is not for the whole, ingesting the whole body. It's not like that, okay? So yes, or in general, we can say that when they take the food by ingesting and swallowing. Animals are those which are having eukaryotic cell, multicellular organization, heterotrophic, and they eat by swallowing. They eat the food by swallowing. Okay, done. Dear children, please understand that these can also be called as the metazoans. Metazoans. Metazoans are divided into 2 subgroups. We can divide them into parazoa and eumetazoa. Parazoa and eumetazoa. Now, this is very important to know. First of all, these metazoans can be divided into, I'll just open the, I think this is a board, okay? So, beta, metazoans, we divide them into parazoans and eumetazoans. You know that U stand for true or good or well. Para means by the side, parazoans. What are among the parazoans? Among the parazoans, these are the animals who are just the aggregates of cells. Animals where the bodies are organized by the by cells, or they are just the aggregates of cells. Aggregates of cells. Again, listen, their body is just aggregates of cells. We all are aggregates of cells in a way. Our bodies are made up of cells, pakka. We all are multicellular. But if you see in our body, these cells have some organization. They have their some interaction, and they are organized into tissues. And even the tissues have further organized to form organs. In our body, organs have further organized to form organ system, and organ systems have further organized to form an organism. So we as the humans, our bodies are made up of organ systems. The organ systems are made up of organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. So what is the difference between a group of cell and a tissue? The difference between a group of cell, just a cluster of cell, and tissue is that in a tissue, some division of labor is there. They all are organized like an organization, like a company, right? This is also an aggregate. This is also a collection of cells. And when we say a tissue is also a collection of cells. But here the basic difference is in a tissue, these cells are not independent in a way that they are working for a common goal. All of them are working for a common goal, towards a common goal. These are the groups of these cells, okay? It is not necessary that these cells are same. It is not necessary, they may be same, they may be different, but they all have organized to form a common task. It is like an organization. It is like a teamwork. So there is a teamwork. There is a teamwork. They work like a team, like an organization. But this is just a cluster of cells. A cluster of cells without any teamwork, without any division of labor. Here you will find better division of labor, okay? Like in a company, the main goal of the company is to earn money. Of course, they have got some allied roles also, allied goals also, that they have to bring some happiness in the society. But then, after all, a company runs by profits, by money. So all the team members of a company, they have a common goal. So how you can earn money? You can earn money by minimizing your expenses and maximizing your income, right? This is how we can earn money. So there is an organization. We all have a common task. This is an organization. But if simply few people just come and sit in a room, and rather than any division of labor, either they don't interact among themselves, or if they interact, they fight, or there is no interaction among them, there is no common goal they are achieving, we don't call it an organization. It is not a team, right? So in the second case, where there is a teamwork, there is a division of labor where a common goal is achieved, and this is simply a cluster of cell. Beta, this group of cell, both are group of cell. This group of cell will be called a tissue, beta. This is called a tissue. Okay, so let's use this one. Beta, this is a tissue. And this is not a tissue. It is not a tissue. It is not a tissue. This is a tissue and this is not a tissue. Okay, done. Now, in the parazoans, this is not a tissue. They are just aggregates of cells. It is not a tissue. Tissues are not there. Okay, tissues are absent. It is better to write tissues are absent. Tissues are absent. In eumetazoans, tissues or organs or organ systems or organisms are present. Either they have tissues, some of them may have organs also, some of them may have organ systems also. They are just the collection of organ systems, okay? Some are the collection of organ systems. We can say they all are classified in the eumetazoans. So not only the tissue, some even have the organs, some even have the organ systems in the eumetazoan. This is the first step where we can categorize beta. We have one example to memorize here. One example, okay? Here example is phylum Porifera. Just learn the name, Phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera, phylum means a group. Phylum means a group. So phylum, kingdom, these are the different names of the groups at different levels. So these different groups, they are called taxonomical group or taxon. Okay, why we are calling them taxonomical group? Because when we use these group, we can and this is called taxonomy. Taxonomy means systematic classification, taxonomy. So therefore, they are called taxonomic group. So phylum is one of that group. Phylum Porifera includes all the animals which are commonly called the sponges. They are commonly called sponges. They are commonly called sponges. They are porifera. And in eumetazoans, other than porifera, there are many of them who are other than porifera. We will see that so many phyla are there. The plural of phylum is phyla. Okay. So here, beta, many phyla are present. Here only one phylum, Porifera. Here many phyla are present. Therefore, we have to use other classification methods. So we have to use other classification methods in order to classify the metazoans. What other methods we can use to classify the metazoans? The first one we have used is just the level of organization, which is in the parazoans. We have called it phylum Porifera, and there are many phyla which are there in eumetazoans. Now, I know that some points in the on the board are not clear as what is phylum and all these things. Okay, so to understand all these things better, to understand the last 10 minutes of the class better, we are going to study the next 1 hour of the class. And the next 1 hour, we will be understanding what are the different bases of classifying the animals. But we know that, like, on this planet Earth, around 1.5 million species are the known species of living organisms. Out of these 1.5 million species, we know that 70% of them are animals. So you can understand that so many of animals are there. Out of 1.5 million, 70% are the animal species. And learning about all these animals is not possible. Anyone cannot do that. Whether we are having only 2 years to study zoology, or maybe those who are investing their lives, they also cannot study all these animals. So what can be done to know about these animals? We can classify the animals. How we can classify the animals? We can classify the animals on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. Once again, we can classify the animals on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. So how we can classify? We can classify on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. So what are those bases of classification? So whenever we classify, whenever we divide about taxon, similarities, very good. 1.5 million, yes, 1.5 million are all the known species. As per the IUCN 2004, IUCN, International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, 2004 publication, the total number of living species were about 1.5 million. So 1.5 million species they have identified, they have named them, and they have documented them. It was found that nearly 70% of those are the animals, and 22% of them are plants. Plants plus fungi. Plants and fungi all comes under the 22%. We will not go into the detail of that. My point is just to make you understand that why the classification is required. The classification is required because it is not virtually possible to study about all the animals, so that we can at least learn some groups, and we can first of all classify the animals in groups, animals having similarities into one group, and then take one member of it and learn about that, so that a rough sketch about all the remaining members we can have. Yes, it is not necessary that all the remaining members in that group are exactly ditto copies. But no, they have some common characteristics that is similar. For example, all the mammals, there is a group called mammals. It is called a class, a taxon class. In all the members of this class, mammals, okay, they all have functional mammary glands. So that is common to all of them. They have functional mammary glands, right? So this is a common characteristic on which we have classified all those animals into one group, one class Mammalia. You're understanding this point? So in this way, we can classify on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. So classification is required. Classification is required because we cannot study about all these animals in one lifetime. Classification is done, is grouping. It is grouping on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. Similarities and dissimilarities. On the basis of similarities and dissimilarities, the group names are called taxonomic groups or taxon. Okay, I'll put it in a little different way. We can classify them on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. The groups or taxa, the groups are called taxa, okay? Singular is taxon. So the word taxon, it is singular. Groups are called taxa and singular is taxon. And this classification, this science of classification is also known as taxonomy. This is also called taxonomy because we are grouping and the groups are called taxon. So this science can also be called as taxonomy. Okay, I hope you got some idea. Some example of the taxa are, for example, kingdom. Already you know kingdom Animalia, kingdom Plantae. These are, kingdom is a taxonomic group, a name, okay? Then we have got phylum. Then after that we can have, for example, we can have class. We can have order. We can have genus. We can have species. This species is the unit of classification. It is a unit of classification. Unit means the smallest unit. Okay? Unit. Now it is unitary. You cannot divide it. However, in some cases, we may have subspecies, but then it is only in certain cases. Generally, we know we have species. So finally, species are grouped in genus, and many genus are in one order, many orders are in one class, many classes are in one phylum, and many phyla are in one kingdom. For example, kingdom Animalia has got many phyla. Each phylum has many classes, each class has many orders, each order has many genus, each genus has many species. And in some cases, species may have many, one species has more than one subspecies, but that is only in certain cases. So here you got one question here, beta, that is unit of classification is species. All these are taxonomic groups or taxa. These are the taxa. You understand? Got it? Got it? So one is higher, many species in one genus, many genus in one order, many order in one class, many class in one phylum, many phylum in one kingdom, like that. Done. After that, let us know the various basis of classification. Beta, whenever we are classifying, there are some basis of classification. Basis of classification. Okay, basis of classification. So far, all points are clear. I'll just show you once again, but first of all, let me write a little bit more basis of classification. The different basis of classification are: number one, we may have level of organization, level of organization, level of organization. Then we may have symmetry, okay, we may have symmetry. Then we may have number of germinal layers. All these points will be made clear to you. Germinal layers, number of germinal layers. Then we may have okay, then we may have further, like whether there is a notochord or not, notochord present or absent. Okay, notochord. Then what else we may have? We may have got segmentation, okay, that whether the body is made up of segments or not, whether notochord is present or not, how many number of germinal layers are there in that animal, what type of symmetry is that, how many levels of organization are there. These are some basis of classification. These are not all, but these are some basis of classification. Some basis of classification. I write here once again, basis of classification. Okay. We may also include few more whenever we require. First of all, I'll start with the first one, level of organization. We have little idea about the level of organization in case of eumetazoa and parazoa. Parazoa do not have tissues. That means the cells have not organized to form tissues. And in eumetazoa, the tissues are present. At least tissues are present. It is more than tissues, but then minimum tissues are present. Okay. Males also are mammals, but the mammary glands are not functional or not present. How can we say keep males as mammals? We have mammary glands, but we don't have functional mammary glands. Don't you have mammary glands in males? Males also have mammary glands, but they are rudimentary. In case of the male mammals, they have rudimentary. Yes, you are saying that males are mammals. We are mammals, but we don't have. Suppose if you are a male, males are mammals, but males don't have mammary glands. No, males have mammary glands, but they don't have functional mammary glands. So mammary glands are rudimentary. They are not expressed. The genes have not expressed. The development has not taken place. Okay. The beginning of the mammary gland is same in both male and female. It is that some hormones has caused the development in the females, but in the males that development has not taken place. But as far as the beginning is concerned, whether it is a female or man, the beginning is same. One more thing for your kind information and your general knowledge. Yes, there are some mammals where the males have functional mammary glands. Anyone who can give me this idea? Anyone who can give me any mammals where the males have functional mammary glands? Yes. There is, I'm not joking. There is a mammal where males have functional mammary glands. Buffaloes, no. Cockroach is not a male. Platypus, yes. Ornithorhynchus, Pawan Kumar, you are right. Someone write platypus. Duck-billed platypus, both are perfectly right. It is the same name, duck-billed platypus. Elephant, only females, beta. Peacock is not a mammal, beta. Peacock is not a mammal. They may have some stories attached to it that the males also like that, but then there is a story that male lay eggs, something like that. All these are stories. There is no medical proof of all that. Bat, no better, in bat also the females are having functional mammary glands. I tell you only one example. It is ornithorhynchus or platypus, duck-billed platypus. What's the name? Duck-billed platypus. What is the question? The mammal where males have functional mammary glands. They are functional that they use them for feeding. They feed the young ones. Generally, we have dialogues in the movies. You have got the milk of your mother, right? So what the platypus son can say, I have got the milk of my father too. Gentlemen, what are you saying? Okay, so platypus, duck-billed platypus, or you can simply call it platypus. Now, what is the characteristic of these mammals? These are egg-laying mammals. So they are somewhere between reptiles and mammals. They are mammals, but they are reptile-like mammals. They lay eggs. They lay eggs. They don't have childbirth as such. The birth comes from the egg. The egg hatches. Birth takes from the egg. You understand? You understand? These are called egg-laying mammals. So I hope you got the answer to your question. That it is not that the males do not have. It is only that males also have mammary glands, but males do not have a functional mammary gland. So when they are not functional, we can call it rudimentary. What we can call it? Rudimentary. Pick the word, rudimentary. Rudi, R-U-D-I, rudimentary, M-E-N-T-R-Y, rudimentary. Rudimentary or non-functional. You got your answer, guys. You got your answer. So I am now taking the first level of organization, and that was the first basis of classification, and that is level of organization. I have given you a little idea about this level of organization when I started with the cells. Please note that the cells are the basic unit of life. Basic unit of life. That means below the cell, there is no life. Okay. So what is below the cell, beta? Okay, below the cell, or who organized to form cell? I can say molecules. I can say molecules or protoplasm But neither the molecules nor the protoplasm are living. But yes, cell is living. Cell is living. So the basic unit of life, the smallest unit of life is cell. Yes. Now, cells may organize, they may form a team and work like a team. That is the meaning of saying organized. They may organize to form tissues. Again, tissues may organize to form organs. Organs may organize to form organ systems. Organ systems. Organ systems may organize to form organisms. We are organisms. Animals are organisms, living organisms. Organ systems can organize to form organisms. Anyone going to tell me what organisms organize to form? Anyone? Just asking. What organisms organize to form? Who will tell me? Come on. Very good, you are right, organisms. But then I'm asking, organisms organized to form biodiversity, no better society. Yes, you're right, but then we have to use any term which we are using in biology, which we are using in, yes, order, we, family, kingdom. Now, bacha, kingdom nahi beta. Yes, people have written the correct answer, and here you have the population. Beta, population. Organisms, they organize to form a population. So actually, up to this organism, we have got the biology. We are just dealing till organism. Beyond that, we are now dealing in a branch of biology, which is called ecology. Okay, ecology or ecology. When we join these two, eco plus logy, Eco plus logos, it become ecology. What is the name? Ecology. Beyond organism, we will deal in ecology. So population, then population further forms communities, then communities form ecosystem, ecosystem form biome, biome form biosphere. All that will be discussed in ecology. When we are studying kingdom Animalia, or when we are studying the animals, so we are just till organisms. Cells are the basic unit of life or smallest unit of life. Below that, this is non-living. This is non-living. This is living. All from here, all are living. Higher the group, they all are living. So the basic unit of life are cells. Okay, done. And cells organize to form the tissues. A cluster of cells, a cluster of cells without a teamwork, and a cluster of cells with a teamwork. So only one of them is a tissue. But both are the clusters of almost the same number of cells. Almost both have the same number of cells. In one, all these, this group, in one, the group has not formed a team, and in one, the group has formed a team. That means they are working like a team. And just like a team, in a team, some are the forward defense, some are the main hitter, some are the goalkeeper, or in cricket, some are the batsmen, some are bowlers, some are pace bowlers, like that. So there is a team, and they all have their division of work, division of labor. Okay, so we can say that in this condition, in the right one, there is a teamwork present. Beta इसमें है teamwork, teamwork present, teamwork present. Okay, some division of labor. Labor means job, work. Labor, labor means work, job. Division of labor present, plus means present. Here teamwork is absent, and of course there is no division of labor. It is just a collection of cell or an aggregate of cell. We can say here they are organized. Here we can say the cells are organized. Cells are organized. And here cells are not organized. They are not organized. So when they are organized, you know that they will form, when cells are organized to form, yes, and you should know, tell me the answer. I know that it is simple, but still if you try, your concepts become very, very strong. And here we are developing your concepts. Yes, beta, you are absolutely right in answering here, and the answer is tissues. I hope now no one has any problem in knowing what is the meaning of a tissue. Okay, now tissue may or may not have similar cells. Okay, so a tissue may have similar cells, may or may not have similar cells. It is not a guarantee. They may have similar cells, they may not have a similar cells. Both may be present, both may be true. But yes, they all have the common work. They all are working towards a common goal. That is, they are organized, and therefore they are tissues. So one level of organization is called tissues. When tissues organize, they form organs and organ systems like that. Dear children, now I'm giving you a very important, up to now, these 2 pages are just the basic idea. I am now telling you that some phyla where tissues are present, but tissues are present, but organs are absent. Tissues are present, organs are present. You have got one phylum where we have this. Here we have organs are present, organs are present, but organ systems are absent. But organ systems are absent. Okay, we have one example here. Okay, and then we have got organ systems are also present. One group is this. So we are grouping now on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. We get one phylum name where tissues form the, where cells form the tissues, but no organs. Organs were not there, but tissues were there. Okay. So let me write the examples here. We have got one phylum here, phylum Cnidaria, phylum Cnidaria. Another phylum, phylum Ctenophora, phylum Ctenophora. Learn these two names, phylum Cnidaria and phylum Ctenophora. These phyla, both these phyla, they have got tissues, but they don't have organs. Organs are absent in them. But yes, cells have formed the tissues. Only tissues are present. Where you have even the organs are present, but organ systems are absent. Organs are present. We have got one example here, and this is phylum Platyhelminthes. These are different phyla. Phylum Platyhelminthes. Phylum Platyhelminthes. Learn these names. For some of you, these names might be absolutely new. Don't worry, just learn their names. Phylum Platyhelminthes, and where even organ systems are present. So we can say beta phylum Aschelminthes. Okay. Then we have got phylum Aschelminthes. Okay, I'll write all the phyla names. Phylum Aschelminthes, another phylum, we can say phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, then we have phylum Echinodermata, take the pronunciations from me. I am pronouncing it, so you can pick up these pronunciations. Echinodermata. Then we have next one is Hemichordata, and finally phylum Chordata. Final one, phylum Chordata. All these phyla are in, or all these phyla, what is common to all of them? The common thing is all of them have organ systems. Yes, they don't have only organs, of course, like they have, without organ systems cannot be formed. Okay, that is true. Okay, so that it is that in all of them, organ systems are present. What is common to all of them have organ systems. In phylum Platyhelminthes, organs are present, but organ systems are absent. Organs are present, but organ systems are absent. In case of phylum Cnidaria and phylum Ctenophora, two phyla, their tissues are present, but even organs are absent. Tissues are present, organs are absent. Okay. So beta, all these, and one more where we have got cells are many, but tissues are absent. Cells are many, but tissues are absent. Write down the name of this phylum. Please tell me the name of this phylum where they have many cells, but there is no tissue. What is the name of this phylum? Anyone can tell me? Phylum, just now I told you, if you can recall it, that means you have understood. Cells are many, it is a multicellular situation, but there is no very good. You're absolutely right, beta. Phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. Okay. Phylum, two phyla are there, Ctenophora and Cnidaria Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, then Eschelminthes, then Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. First thing also that you have to learn these names of the phyla. So approximately 11 phyla are there. How many? 11 phyla are there. Okay. So let me first quickly count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total 11 phyla are there. These all phyla are under one kingdom, kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Animalia has 11 major phyla. These are the major phyla, which we cannot skip any one of them at this stage. There are some chinna phyla which we don't take right now, only when we are doing other research work on zoology, then we take those chinna phyla. But these 11 are mandatory for all of us to at least know about them, and we should know what is the basis of their classification. The first basis of classification of all the animals in the kingdom Animalia, the first basis was we just checked how many of you have tissues, how many of you don't have tissues. Okay, so we just asked how many of you don't have tissues. Come here, come here, come here. Fall one group here. Come on. How many of you have tissues or more than tissues? Sir, I have got organs. Okay. Organs, of course. Organs, that means you have tissues. Sir, organ system. Yes, no problem. In this side. All without tissues, come this side. So we made there one group. And all having tissues, organ systems in one side. Okay. The one without tissues, we have given one phylum name there, and that phylum name is Phylum Porifera. Pori means holes and fera means bearer. That means pores bearers. Sponges, just like a sponge having many small rundrum, many small rundrum. Porifera, okay, one group. Then all of them, these all are having tissues. So there are so many of them, and there is a lot of there is a chaos. Many of them are there. Okay. So we should know some trick how to further classify them. Okay. Then we call them. Okay. From this one, please come all those who have tissues, but organs are not there. Okay. Come on. All the one having tissues. Come on. So all come. Two phyla come in this. Phylum Cnidaria and Phylum Ctenophora. Okay. Then again, we are left with big number. Okay, now you can come all those who have tissues, we have got organs, but no organ system. Come on. Then one phylum comes. Yes, sir, I am the one who has I am having tissues. Okay, I am having organs, but organ systems are not there. Very good. Come on this side. And organ systems are there. Yes, sir, so many of them, they all have organ systems. Now we are thinking how to classify them further. We should devise some trick because there is a big group now. Okay, we have taken out one group, fine, but then we have to use some other basis so that we can further classify them. Okay, so one of the basis just now we have seen, and this was the level of organization. The basis number one is level of organization, and on that basis we have given the phylum name. We have multiple choice questions on this one. You have to please learn all of them, beta. You have to first Battiko 2. Even I have done it. First of all, I have done it Battiko 2, and then only after a few days, then I started playing with them. I started, just recalling their names. But in the first instance, even I have done the Battiko 2, right? So I have one more thing. My teacher told me that Anurag, you have to learn them in the order only. Well, sir, any particular reason for that? Yes, Anurag. Actually, on this planet Earth, they have come in the same order. That means the earliest of the animals, the earliest, they are the phylum Porifera. The earliest of the animals are Porifera. After that, some Cnidaria came, Cnidaria. Then after, when Cnidaria were successful, after that, Ctenophora came, Ctenophora. After that, Platyhelminths came, Platyhelminths. After that, nematodes or Aschelminths, came. We can also call them nematodes. We can call them nematodes. After that, Annelida. After that, Arthropoda. After that, on this earth, we have mollusca. After that, we have got after mollusca, then we have got echinodermata. After that, we have got hemichordata. And after that, we got chordata. So the highest group, chordata. So we have to learn them in this order, bacha. We have to learn them in this order. So many questions have come. Very good, you're right. So primitive metazoans. Yes, very good. Primitive metazoans, most primitive metazoans, Porifera. One more thing you should know about them is what we commonly call them. What we commonly call them, this also should be known. Like Porifera, they are commonly called sponges. Just now we have discussed, they are commonly called sponges. Cnidarians, okay? Any idea what cnidarians are commonly called? What cnidarians are commonly called? Metanephridia, hydra, roundworm, coelentrates. Yes, we can call them coelentrates, but then again coelentrates. Seal and traits. Again, it is a difficult name. So what we can commonly call them? We can call them that, beta, these are the jellyfishes. These are jellyfishes. So these are the animals which are like jellyfishes. Okay. In Ctenophora, we can say these are the comb jellies. Or we can call them sea walnuts. Some people can call them sea gooseberries. Sea walnuts, sea gooseberries, sea walnuts, or comb jellies. Platyhelminth is very, very easy, beta. Platy means flat, helminth means worms. Platy means flat. Very good. Tell me. What we can call them? Yes, they are flatworms. Commonly called flatworms. Okay. So these are commonly called the roundworms. Commonly called roundworms. Annelida. Any idea? Annelida. What annelidans are commonly called? Earthworm, leeches. No, they are not snail. Yes, earthworm is there. Leeches are there. That's really good. So we can say animals with metameric segmentation. Okay, metamerically segmented worms. They all have worms-like body, but these worms are metamerically segmented. Metamerically means they are truly segmented. Metameric segmentation, as if the body is made up of small units, and those small units are called metameres. Metameres, the literal meaning of annelida. The literal meaning of annelida means the ringworms. Ringworms. The literal meaning of annelida are the ringworms. Annulus means little rings. Annulus means little rings. So they are called ringworms. Ringworms. Okay. We have a disease also, ringworm, that is a disease caused by fungus, ringworm, and these are commonly called ringworms. Roundworms are the Aschelminthes, Aschelminthes. Flatworms, Platyhelminthes. Okay. Arthropoda. Arthro means joint. Animals with jointed legged, we can call them jointed legged invertebrates. Jointed legged invertebrates. Commonly, we can call them jointed legged animals, but these are jointed legged invertebrates, because if we simply call them jointed legged animals, then you may get confused that what about us? We are also jointed legged. Our legs have joints. So we are also jointed legged, but we can call them invertebrates. Okay, invertebrates. Mollusca. These are soft-bodied. Beta, oh my gosh. Mollusca, soft-bodied, shelled animals. Soft-bodied shelled animals. Soft-bodied, and therefore to protect them, there is a shelled animals. That is commonly we can refer mollusca to. Echinodermata. Echino means spines. Okay. Derma means skin. We can call them spiny skinned animals. Spiny skinned animals. Hemichordata. Hemi means half. Chordata means the chordates are the animals with a notochord. Okay. So they have a chord. Chorded animals. They have a chord. Okay. So we can call them as half chordates. Half chordates and chordata. These are the animals with a notochord, with a supportive animals with a supportive notochord. And with this chord word, notochord, the word chordate came. Supportive. This notochord is a supportive structure. It is a supportive structure present on the dorsal side. Chordata, animals with a supportive notochord. Now, beta, I have just written here as this with. This means with. And if I write like this means which. This is a shorthand. And every medical student, every medico, at least know, I think all over India, they all have this knowledge about this shorthand. Commonly, all these medicos, doctors, they use this type of shorthand symbols. We also use many other shorthand symbols. For example, upper arrow for increasing, down arrow for decreasing, plus for present, minus for absent. These are also, we use them, plus for present, minus for absent, upper arrow upward for increasing, arrow downward for decreasing. Then C bar is with, C underscore is which. Okay, so we don't know the complete shorthand. Shorthand has got so many symbols, so many standard symbols are there. But some of these symbols which I'm telling you, which we are commonly used to, because I have written here with a supportive, I wrote like this, with a supportive. So I'm just Supporting this, I'm justifying what this C bar means with a supportive notochord, a notochord, flexible chord. Notochord means a flexible chord, notochord, flexible chord, flexible rod, notochord, flexible rod. Notochord means a flexible rod. Dear children, hope you have understood all these names. You have understood all these names, okay? Minimum you have to learn all these names. This is to be Batikotud. Please mug up, mug up. I'll call it, please BK it. BK means Batikotu it. Please Batikotu it, okay? These names must be Batikotud, and this order is important. This is the order of evolution, This is the order of their evolution on this planet Earth, order of evolution, very, very important. So order, do not change the order. Please learn them. Also learn their alternate names, how we refer to them, so that you have some idea what these we are using. And all these white color names that you see here, these all are the phyla, names of the phylum, or phyla. Plural of phylum is phyla. All these phyla, okay? Phyla. All these are phyla. Make sense? So let me quickly recall what all we have studied so far since our first. We just say metazoans, parazoans, and eumetazoans, okay? We can divide all the metazoans into two groups. Who are the metazoans? Metazoans are the multicellular heterotrophs. These are multicellular heterotrophs, multicellular heterotrophs with holozoic nutrition, with holozoic nutrition, multicellular heterotrophs with holozoic nutrition. That is a commonly we can say all metazoans are there. These are actually animals, and animals can be divided into two broad groups. One is parazoans. In the parazoans, animals without a tissue, and all the animals with tissues are in eumetazoans. So in all eumetazoans, minimum qualification is that they all have tissues. Minimum qualification is that they all have tissues. Then the second slide is about the taxonomic groups. Taxonomy, the word taxonomy, and what is classification or taxonomy. Classification is grouping on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. The group name is called taxon. One taxon, many taxa. These are some common taxa used. After that, some basis of classification, for example, level of organization, symmetry, number of germinal layers, notochord, segmentation. These are some common basis of classification. Then the first one is level of organization, and level of organization, whether they have simply clusters of cells or they have got tissues. So we have just first classified what is a tissue and how a tissue is not a simple cluster of cells. It is not a simple grouping of cells, okay? And these are the different levels of biological organization. From here, from the cells onwards, all are living. So the basic unit of life are cells. Cells are the basic unit of life, and then all other are the further units, okay? Or the further levels. Cells are many, but tissues are absent. That is, we have one phylum, Phylum Porifera, or sponges, and then we have tissues are present, but organs are absent. That is, these two phyla, Cnidaria, Ctenophora. Even organs are present, but organ systems are not present. We have got Platyhelminthes. Organ systems are also present. Okay. Now, there is a little ambiguity here. There is a little ambiguity present here. Little ambiguity in NCRT. I will come to this ambiguity later on. Okay. I will come to this ambiguity later on. So do not take any tension. I'm just putting that there is a little ambiguity here. Dear children, after that, this one slide was just by mistake we have jumped over. And these are the different names of these different phyla. and their common names, names of different phyla and their common names. Okay, I hope so far all points are clear to everyone. If any point is not clear, I have just now taken all of them. If any point is not clear, you can tell me, beta. You can tell me. Cnidaria to chordata are in eumetazoa. Cnidaria to chordata are in eumetazoa. Okay, these are the major phyla. Major phyla. Is the time over? Sir, rudimentary means non-functional. Acha, Pisces, Avis, Mammalia. Beta, these are classes. Tejaswini, a good question. A very good question. Tejaswini has asked a very genuine question that, sir, what do you mean by, this Mammalia, then Amphibia, then Pisces, then Reptilia, Aves. These are all beta classes. They are classes of phylum Chordata. They are classes under the phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata. What phylum is Luca? I don't know what is Luca. What phylum is Luca? I don't know. Give examples of eumetazoa. Beta, all are eumetazoans. All phyla from Cnidaria to Chordata, all are in eumetazoans. From Cnidaria, all are in eumetazoans. Okay. You want this? Shall we do it? How to do this? Yeah, you have got this one. Please scan it, and as always, please share with me. I came to know that the time is over. Now, which class you have right now? Which class you have now? Family. Better family, generally we don't use the word family in animals. Family we use in plants, generally. Yes, there are some, in some places we also use family, super family, infra family. These are there. Division is also there, subphylum. Okay, but then I have just taken you general in animals. Families are used in plants. They are used in plants. Okay, I hope, am I clear to you? Please share this also with me. Please share this to me. God bless you all. Bye bye. Take care. For the new joinees, my name and my number. This is my name. For the new joinees, my name and my number. My name is, my code is AV, and my number is 988-717-33335. Okay, make sense? Was I clear to you today? What is the name of this topic? Basis of classification. We are doing taxonomy. Today's topic is basis of classification. Basis of classification. AV full name is Anurag Verma. Navya, my name is Anurag Verma. I am a doctor. I have done my MBBS from Jawaharlal Medical College, Ajmer. Ajmer is a small town in Rajasthan. Okay. I think I have given my introduction on the first day also, where you guys took my ragging. Today also you want my interview. Okay. Actually, I could have given you, I would love to interact with you, but the time is over. I want that you also want a little break, so that please send previous question papers in group. Okay, I'll ask them to share that. Okay, bye-bye, take care. Time is over. I think, yes, time is over, because we started by the time 4:45 or 5, and this is, yes. Bye-bye. God bless you, beta. We have a lot of time. We will discuss also.
It's a very good evening to all of you. Am I audible and visible to everyone? Am I audible and visible to everyone? Yes. Absolutely no problem from that end. Okay. Yes, let me just give my introduction. I'm Divya ma'am here and I teach chemistry. Okay. And now before I start off, there are certain few rules and regulations which are there in my class, right? Now the thing is, as such, you are not supposed to switch on the cameras which are there. Are you getting it? You are able to see me, right? And whatever doubts you are having, you can ask me on this particular chat box and nothing else should be written. Is that clear? I hope I made myself very clear. Right? So no kind of nuisance in the class. Yeah. And I think all of you are mostly from, I think, 10th class after finishing of your 10th examination. All of you are like that, 10th class. You know? Just finished your 10th class. How did you write your examination? How was your examination? Science examination especially, it was good? Yeah, it went well. Yeah, good. So when did it end, by the way? When did your examination finished? 7th of, okay, 14th. Now no papers are remaining, no? It's all finished, right? I switched on, don't worry. Huh? No, I switched it on, not an issue. The class has started. Yes, Mr. Solo, can you turn off your video, beta? Anna? Mr. Solo. See, it's my humble request when I'm teaching, please don't turn on your video. It's the humble request from my side. Are we getting it? Okay. Now, before wasting any time, yes, a very good evening to whoever is joining here. Yes, a very good evening to all of you. Yeah. Yeah, Vishnu, very good. 40 upon 40 in science. Very good. Yeah. So all of you are aspiring to become a doctor, right? Anybody from 11th standard here? Anybody from 11th standard? Okay, okay, fine. No problem. Now all are 11th only. Now that means you all are moving towards 11th, right? You have just finished off your 10th examination. No, I won't teach you organic. The thing is, as such, I can teach all the portions, but I'll be teaching you one particular portion today, right? Yeah. So before, without wasting any time, let's get further, right? And I hope you have already got certain already sessions on chemistry, and I hope like you really enjoyed those sessions, right? See, before, kind of taking my interview, I just told you that my name is Divya, right? And that I think should be sufficient. And I teach chemistry over here, right? Let us go further. So what we are going to learn today is periodic classification of elements, right? And in case you are not able to understand any handwriting, please feel free to ask me, okay? But it shouldn't be on a purpose, like, it shouldn't be like just to kind of create any kind of nuisance in the class, right? Since I write always in cursive, there could be a problem, okay? In understanding, because it takes a certain time actually for the students to get used to the handwriting and all those things, right? Okay. Yes, Vishnu, you'll come to know better. Please keep your curiosity on hold. We'll definitely learn all of them, right? Now, the thing is, there are certain elements. Now, before we start off, now you tell me how many total elements are there in the periodic table? How many total elements in the periodic table? Yes, all of them, they have been found or synthesized. All of them, have they been found and synthesized? Who is writing 108? Either found or synthesized. Is your modern periodic table complete? That's what is my question. If it is yes, please write down yes over there. Ria, you don't feel it is complete? It's complete. It's complete, absolutely complete. All the 118 elements, either they have been synthesized or else they have been, kind of found. Yeah, what happened?
Regarding is continuous.
Huh?
Regarding continuously regarding.
That means, Acha, you have to stop this session. Okay, no problem. Just wait for 2 to 3 minutes because of some technical glitch. Okay.